Look at this. It's horrible. Quiet. The birds making noise. I saw a fish jump over here. What a horrible start to day 3. Oh, there's another bird. Even my barbecue's smoking. Oh, that's tough. Coffee's ready too. Steak breakfast. I'll see what lunch will be. What our little group looks like in the morning. I'm just rowing up in here. Check this out. So our purpose for this trip is to find other spots to go. And one of those purposes is to mark down where we find good camping and launching areas. And this little cove is right full of camping spots. This is perfect for pulling a canoe up onto. You just need some flat rock for a tent though. Over here, it looks like there's something. Yeah, this is pretty nice. This would be perfect for canoers, eh? Or those gangs of kayaks. That's where the beaver lives. This is nice. You can see he's built his house out of rocks and trees. Sneaky beavers. Symbiotic relationship those rocks and that tree has. Frightening, folks. Very frightening. Just getting ready to get going. Drop it, and then you wouldn't get your action shot. Here we go. What I want to see. It's pretty tough having coffee on the go in these rough conditions. That ahead of us is Georgian Bay. And this is a little tributary or channel that we've gone down. And we're gonna go out, cut in behind these rocks, and go over. Look at that, we're sailing. There's the guys up there, Kelly's there, and Bumblebee is lost in the midst. He'll figure out where we're going. We're going to Black Bay. Just don't know where. It's not a big bay, but he's been there before. It's nice to get the sails up. I got to get sail slugs for this stupid mainsail because it's just a big pain in the butt to get up. You got to feed it through the slot there. It's not fun. So I'll be googling for that, sail slugs. If anybody has a link to sail slugs that aren't $50 each, I need a dozen, I think. Put a link in the doobly-doo. Thanks. Over there, the lighthouse. Don't need to see the lighthouses. I just want to point them out. A couple of green lights up here too, but I'm not going to bother. On wing on wing. Dinghy right behind, just skipping across the water. It's nice. You can hear a loon over there behind me. The bumpy part. We're dealing with waves coming in off the lake there. And we're going across. That's okay. It's a little bumpy. Makes it that much more fun. This is where we are right now. We'll probably stay here tonight, but we're gonna go over here for lunch. Anchor there. It's nice and open. The wind's coming from this direction, so we'll be fine for lunch. Well, this is Golden Sword Island on our right, and we're gonna stay for lunch right up here where those guys are. I'm gonna get out and explore the island a little bit because there's a really neat structure up here I want to check out. It's from an old fishing camp. Well, here we are anchored. And there's the structure I was talking about. I'm gonna go over there and explore that. Made it to Sword Island, or Golden Sword Island. Look what I find. Evidence of bears. Bears nibbling the bark right off that stick. Here's another one. So, I'm here. Watch out for poison ivy, because apparently this place is rife with it. The topography is really neat here, because you get these spots where it's all loose rock in through here, and then it goes to bald rock. It's a glacial scraping and stuff. Kind of neat. Okay, here's that thing I want to see. And there it is. It's a fireplace from an old fishing camp. That would have been here years ago. I think they had the island to themselves too. That's pretty neat. No, oh, there's some evidence. It's a nail. But that's all that's left of this. That place probably burnt down. It's nice somebody's throwing a bottle, empty wine bottle in there. You can see where it was built into the fireplace here, or in the fireplace into the cottage, or the hunting camp, or whatever it was. I wonder if there's any evidence of how far it went out. It's a little bit of concrete. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Evidence of those kayakers making a neck shooks. Garbage. There's their little boats. A few pictures for some buddies. Send to them, they're working. I'm not. This is still on Golden Sword Island. Don't know where they got the names from. Some swords and it's not really gold. So this moss, it's rained once last week here, but this moss, look how dry that is. That's what's keeping that fire going, and the fire's north of here. It crunches when you walk on it. So, no wonder there's a fire ban. You get moss like this, that's all dry. Lots of tinder, lots of fuel for a fire, that's for sure. Thought I'd give it a representation of what it's like to sit in the cabin. I can sit here. If I try and sit straight up, my head hits, but who sits straight up? Not I. So that's fine with me. I'm 5'10". Works fine. And to see what it's, you can see all the stuff I got in here. And it's like looking out. There we go. It's my view. We swing around a bit, right to left. But it's not so bad. Rocks and trees, trees and rocks. The bears nibbling on the branches to keep the trees down. It's a very in tune coexistence here between the bears and the beavers and the rocks and the trees. This is what we've been calling Lily Pad Cove, because there's lily pads in it, I guess. The big boats won't come down here. They'll stay out there because it's marked as kind of shallow on the chart. Perfect for us. I'm reading 8 feet here. We're about to go through Mama's Gut. That's what we call it. I'm towing the Bumblebee. So he doesn't have a motor, and well, it'd just be too much trouble to get through here. Take him all day probably. powerboater just went by us, making these huge waves, taking pictures of us at the same time. We're gonna go through this cut up here. It's supposedly really small. Hopefully no more powerboats come through. You know what it is that keeps the big boats out of here? Maybe it's the depth and the proximity to rocks and trees. Now this is a little tight. We'll make it. This is one of those tight spots. This is just coming into Cunningham. I think I'm facing southwest right now, and I'm going to make a hard right here. Hard to starboard just after I get past these rocks. 5 feet of water. And rocks and trees on each side. This isn't as tight as Mama's Gut, but you don't have to do any fancy turning at Mama's Gut. There the guys are. Need an impromptu tent for the sun and for the rain. We're forecast to get rain tonight, coming from that direction, this way. So I've put my big anchor at the front, little anchor at the back, put up my tent, and we'll see what happens. That should work fine. Here comes Bumblebee in through the spot where none of us would go. That's hitting the shore. Okay, that's gotta be it. Here we are in the little cove in Cunningham Island. There's the island there. It's my boom tent. That should work. Let's keep for great for the sun. We'll see about rain later tonight, because we're gonna get some. Great little spot this. Fireboaters don't want to come in here for some reason. Being invaded by a group of kayakers. Remember, those guys are just like street gangs, so we better be careful. So this is Cunningham Island, and the topography is a little different than the Sword Island. They're not that far apart, probably, I don't know, 500 meters, half a kilometer. That's Georgian Bay way out there. Lily pads. Well, I'm back in the siren. There's the boom tent and the little mosquitoes that want in. They're not coming in. Geez, what have I done? I haven't videoed very much. I went for a swim and I got steak and beans, and I went over, paddled over and saw the other guys, hung out with them for a bit. And now I'm just gonna edit a video. It's gonna rain tomorrow, and it's getting kind of damp out already. It's the calm before the storm. The barometric pressure has risen dramatically because you can see the water line along shore. The water's gone down about 4 inches, which is pretty dramatic. It's pretty neat how that happens. You don't get to see it often unless you're around water. So I'm gonna edit this video, and that's it. Tomorrow it's gonna be Stan. Stan's gonna read to me, right, Stan? Yeah, you're gonna read that book, How to Sail. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. We'll both learn how to sail. So thanks for watching. Click the clicky things right up there. Stan's pointing to them. And leave a comment in the doobly-doo if you want. And tell your mom to get out, get one of these little sailboats. They're a lot of fun. They're cheap too.